I've tested over 300 Gorilla Tag myths on my channel, and in today's video, I'm going to be testing 50 more myths for you guys to enjoy. Starting with myth 1, which is, there are 19 trees in the forest map. Well, let's count it up and see if this is true. Alright, so we're in forest. I'm going to count this. Let's just do a quick time lapse. That is a myth confirmed. Myth 2, there are over 12 maps in Gorilla Tag. Let's count up the maps and see if this is true. Alright, so obviously first we have the forest map, which is 1. Then we got beach over there, which is 2. Walk over here, you'll see caves and OG caves, which is 3 and 4. Canyons, which is 5. Walk over here, you're gonna see clouds and city, that's 6 and 7. Walk further into city, you're gonna see a giant number of signs where it shows the rotating map, which is 8. Bayou or swamp map, which is 9. The basement map over there, which is 10. Monkey Blocks 11, Metropolis 12, and right there mountains and arcade being 13 and 14. So obviously there are more than 12 maps, and that's a myth confirmed. Myth 3, you're not subscribed to my channel yet? I just recently hit 100,000 subscribers and did a face reveal, but I want to see if we can hit 200,000 subscribers before the end of 2025. So everyone subscribe, and that's a myth confirmed. Myth 4, Nacho Kyle is a finger painter? Well, you see, I do have the finger painter badge, guys. As you guys know, Nacho Kyle is a finger painter. Finger painter. Yeah, anyway guys, I'm not a finger painter, but I have the in real life version. I don't know. Yeah, that's a myth busted. However, myth 5 is that Nacho Kyle is going to VidCon in California this year. Yeah, guys, that's right. I spent every last dollar I have on the flight to California, and I'm going to be going there on June 19th. So if you guys want to come meet me and a bunch of other YouTubers, come to VidCon in Anaheim, California this year. Myth 6, the new bees in the spring update make you float in midair. Let's go to forest and see if this is true. All right, we're back in forest, and I see a beehive over there. I'm going to touch the beehive. Oh, whoa, there are bees. Oh gosh, the bees have spawned in. Okay, let's see if they make us float. Yo! They make us float! Let's go! Bro, I was literally just floating in midair. That's a myth confirmed. Myth 7, Doug the Bug has a girlfriend? Well, if you actually come over to Forest, you'll find Doug the Bug, which is... okay. You'll find Doug the Bug, who is right here. But if you look around a little bit more in Forest, you'll find this little goober, which is Doug Lena. This is Doug's girlfriend. So yeah, Doug is not single anymore. Myth confirmed. Myth 8, if you buy Gorilla Tag on Steam, you start with $20 worth of shiny rocks. That's true. If you guys buy Gorilla Tag on Steam for $20, you start with 5,500 shiny rocks, which actually happens to be about $23 worth of shiny rocks. So yeah, that's a myth confirmed. Myth 9, the eyebrows cosmetic has been removed from the city shop. Let's go look around and see if this is true. Oh, yo! Alright, so I looked all over the shop and I could not find them, but they're hidden behind this one little crater. But yeah, the eyebrows are still available in the store for 1,000 shiny rocks. That's a myth busted. Myth 10, you can bring Doug the Bug to basement? Let's go get Doug and see if this is true. Alright, Doug Lena is right here, just as good as Doug. Let's head over to basement and see if Doug Lena will despawn. Alright, we're going to basement. Open the door. Still have Doug Lena on our hands. And... oh, Doug Lena has survived basement. Alright, we're going to put Doug Lena down like the... oh. Anyway, that's a myth confirmed. Myth 11, there's a new extension to the Monkey Blocks map. Let's go check it out. Alright, so if you actually head over to the Monkey Blocks map and you turn a little bit left and look up, you'll see this giant extension door to a new Monkey Blocks. And if you actually go through, you'll see there's a new map called Share My Blocks. This is a ginormous map where you guys can share blocks with your friends and just hang out. And this happens to be a new extension to the Monkey Blocks map, so this is a myth confirmed. Myth 12, the Yeezy's camera mod has a crazy FOV stretch. Well, yeah, I mean, pretty much it's one of the most insane FOV stretches of all time. That's a myth confirmed. Myth 13, you can friend more than 9 people at once. Well, if you actually head over to the friend leaderboard over here, you'll see there are 9 slots, so you cannot friend more than 9 people at once. And if you want to friend someone else, you're gonna have to remove someone from your friends list. So yeah, that's a myth busted. Myth 14, you can play the Guardian game mode in every map. Well, for the basic maps like forest, clouds, mountains, beach, you can play the Guardian game mode. But if you go to maps like Monkey Blocks or Skate Park, you unfortunately cannot play the Guardian game mode due to balances. Like, it just would not make sense if they had Guardian in the Monkey Blocks map. So yeah, that's a myth busted. Myth 15, the train tracks in Metro make you run faster. Let's go see if this is true. Alright, we're in Metro and I'm gonna try running on these train tracks and I'm gonna run on the ground to see the difference. So let's run on the train tracks real quickly. I feel a little bit of a bounce and I think a little bit of a boost. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I feel a little bit faster. Now let's try on the ground. Yeah, honestly, I think I feel a way bigger boost on the train tracks. I'm gonna say myth confirmed for that. Myth 16, the Canyons map is bigger than the Metropolis map. Well, I mean, the Canyons map is pretty big overall, and some people could argue that Canyons is probably bigger than Metropolis. But if you include the water in Metropolis, there's just no way at all. I'd have to go with Metropolis, so that's a myth busted. Myth 17, you can include 10 people in a friendship bracelet at once. I'm pretty sure this is true because you can have 10 people in a lobby at once. But unfortunately, I don't have more than 10 friends to test this with. So myth confirmed. Myth 18, the moon in Metropolis is very realistic. Well, now that I'm looking at it, this moon is absolutely massive. It even has this little gorilla hand on it. So based off of the design of the actual moon, it's pretty realistic. But as for the size, I'm not sure I've seen the moon ever that big. So overall, I guess I'll give it a myth confirmed. Myth 19, the Shiny Rocks barrel in City is completely hollow. Let's go see if this is true. Alright, so we're back in City, and if you go over here to the bundle area, you're gonna see this giant barrel of Shiny Rocks. It makes this cool little sparkling sound effect, but if you actually look really closely, you can see that it's very hollow inside of that crate, meaning that this is a myth confirmed. Myth 20, the new spring update has more than 10 cosmetics. Let's go count this up and see if it's true. Alright, so I'm pretty sure all of these are the spring cosmetics. So let's just count it up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and then there's like 14 total. Yep, I'm pretty sure that's a myth confirmed. Myth 21, the snowballs paralyze the basement monsters. Let's go get a snowball and test this out. Alright, we got our snowball. I'm gonna head into basement now. However, due to camera issues, I cannot enter the maze. So I'm just gonna have to throw the snowball through the glass. Alright, I'm gonna drop it on this one right here, and that did absolutely nothing. Myth busted. Myth 22, Doug the Bug changes color if you throw a snowball at him. Let's go see if this is true. Alright, so we got the snowball and we're in forest. And now we're gonna find Doug, which I think I just saw him. Oh, never mind. That's Doug Lena. I mean, it should work the same way. So we're gonna throw the snowball in 3, 2, 1. Bruh. Yeah, that did absolutely nothing. You know what, Doug Lena? You're going in the ground.
Help me.
Myth busted. Myth 23. If you take Doug to a new map, he'll fly right back to forest. Let's go see if this is true. All right, now that Doug Lena's gone, we're gonna have to get the actual Doug, which happens to be right here. So, yeah. What's up, Doug? All right, we're gonna go up here to Stump, and we're gonna leave the map. I'm gonna drop Doug right around here. We're gonna see if he goes back to forest in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and no, bro. Doug is literally leaving home, bro. He does not want to go back to forest. That's a myth busted. Myth 24. You can bring Matt the Bat to forest. Let's go see if this is true. Oh, there he is. We have successfully secured Matt the Bat, and we're going to head back to forest now. Oh, what? No, Matt the Bat just disappeared, bro. Unfortunately, that's a myth busted. Myth 25. There's still a secret phrase behind City in the info board. Let's go see if this is true. All right, so if you head to City and turn left, go into this info room, there should be a secret phrase behind this leaderboard, I think. And no, they actually removed it. I don't really remember what it said, but it was some sort of secret phrase. All I know is it's not there anymore, so myth busted. Myth 26, it's always nighttime in City. Well, now that I think about it, I've never really seen City during daytime. It's pretty much always just a scenery of stars out the window with a bunch of rain. So yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a myth confirmed. Myth 27, the metal floors in City are fixed. Let me explain. So if you actually go to the 3rd floor of City, you'll see these broken floor panels. They've been under construction since the game's release, and honestly, I'm not even sure if Gorilla Tech's gonna fix them. So sadly, that's a myth busted. Myth 28, nobody joins Code Nacho? Bro, there is no way, right? Alright, so I'm in Code Nacho right now, and there is no one here. And if you guys are wondering why I sound so concerned, it's because this is my fan code. So if you guys want the chance to meet me, join this code, and I'll pretty much be joining this every single time I can, which happens to be every single day. So yeah, myth confirmed. Myth 29, you can go to 2 lobbies and find no party hats? Let's go see if this is true. Alright, first public lobby, let's go see. Alright, yo, are there any party hats? Oh, party hat, party hat. That was so easy, bro. Yeah, first lobby, and it took me about 3 seconds to find 2 party hats. So that's a myth busted. Myth 30, the color code 020 blends in with the leaderboard. Let's see if this is true. All right, so color code, we're gonna go 020. We're gonna go to the leaderboard, and oh my gosh, I'm practically invisible, bro. That is an insane strat, bro. Myth confirmed. Myth 31, the slide in forest is still slippery. Let's go test this out. All right, we're back in forest again. We're gonna check out this slide and see if it's still slippery. So let's climb up the ladder, and 3, 2, 1, let's go. Oh, wait, that's actually pretty slippery. It hasn't lost its slip yet, so myth confirmed. Myth 32, if you put Doug or Douglena through the floor, they're gonna despawn. Let's see if this is true. Pretty sure we did this earlier, but Douglena, it's time for you to go again. All right, we're gonna put Douglena in the floor. Go, and boom. Yep, Douglena is clicked on. Doug is single again, and that's a myth confirmed. Myth 33, you can be a barber in Gorilla Tag now? Well, with this cosmetic, you can, but let me go to City and explain. So with the new spring update, Gorilla Tag released this cosmetic. It's like a hair comb, or could be anything you want it to be, but it's also released in the same set as this nice Elvis Presley type haircut. And yeah, with this tool right here, you can be any style of barber you guys want. So that's a myth confirmed. Myth 34, Paint Brawl is still a mode in Gorilla Tag? Let's see if this is true. Alright, so we're gonna head a Stump and Casual Infection Guardian and Freeze Tag. No, Paint Brawl is not a mode anymore. Myth busted. Myth 35, you could still get the tutorial from the Clouds glitch. If you guys do remember, that's the first ever myth I've ever tested on my channel. And at the time, it was possible, but sadly, it's been patched since then. So sadly, that's a myth busted. Myth 36, you can see unreleased maps by using the camera mod. Let's see if this is true. So as you guys know, when Monkey Blocks first came out, this was the room you could find it in. But I'm gonna put my camera mod through that wood and see what Gorilla Tag is hiding. We're gonna do it in 3, 2, 1. There we go. What do you guys see? I'm pretty sure it's literally just darkness. Let me know in the comments what you guys saw. But for now, that's a myth confirmed. Myth 37, there are over 100 maps in Virtual Stump. Well, I don't even have to count this to say it's a myth confirmed, because you guys can make your own maps in Gorilla Tag using mod.io, so there's basically an infinite amount of maps. So yeah, that's a myth confirmed. Myth 38, you can make a friendship bracelet with yourself in the mirror. Let's go see if this is true. Alright, so I don't think this will actually work because, you know, like, you can't be friends with yourself, but we're gonna test it anyway. Let's go. Alright, yeah, it's literally not. Oh, wait, what? Oh, yo, you can high five yourself and fist pump, I think, right? Yeah, fist pump yourself. So you can high five and fist pump yourself, but you cannot make a friendship bracelet. Myth busted. Myth 39, the new blocks in the Monkey Blocks map are bigger. Well, let's go to Monkey Blocks and I'll explain what they mean. So if you go to the normal sized Monkey Blocks map, all the blocks are the same and nothing's different. But what they mean by the bigger blocks is the new Share My Blocks map I showed you guys earlier. There's these huge blocks you can play around with your friends. And that's basically what they mean by bigger blocks. So yeah, myth confirmed. Myth 40, you can paint blocks in the Monkey Blocks map. I actually don't know if this is true. I'm gonna go check it out. So after looking around the entire Monkey Blocks map, I don't see anywhere to paint your blocks. So I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that's a myth busted. Myth 41, if you take a snowball and a water balloon and put it together, you can make a giant water balloon. Let's see if this is true. Alright, so we're in mountains. I'm gonna grab a snowball. Hopefully I don't drop it, but I'm gonna go to beach now. Alright, so we're in the beach map. We're gonna go get a water balloon. It's all the way over there. Let's go ahead and get a water balloon. Now we have a water balloon and a snowball. We're gonna put it together in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. That did absolutely nothing. Myth busted. Myth 42, you can go flying with a rope in beach. Let's go see if this is true. Alright, so if you actually go to the edge of the ship and find this rope, you're supposed to be able to take your hand and make a fist, and then squeeze, and you should be able to go flying. Oh, okay, no, they patched it. Yeah, that glitch is long gone. Myth busted. Myth 43, you haven't liked the video yet? We spend so much time recording and editing these videos, so it'd mean the world to me if you guys could just like the video. And also subscribe so we can hit 200K, and comment down below your favorite myth. Anyway, myth confirmed. Myth 44, you can hold a snowball and a holdable cosmetic at the same time. Let's go all the way to mountains and see if that's true. Alright, so we're in the mountains map and we got a snowball now. And now I'm going to take my holdable cosmetic and yeah, we can hold it at the exact same time. Let me just try and cut the snowball and yeah, it worked. Myth confirmed. Myth 45, if you throw a big snowball, you can catch it in midair. There's no way this works, but we're going to test it anyway. Alright, let's take the snowball. We're going to throw it and yep, does not work. Myth busted. Myth 46, you cannot buy shiny rocks on Steam. Unfortunately, there is a glitch where people cannot buy shiny rocks on Steam. For some people it works and some others it does not. But don't worry, you guys can still buy shiny rocks on the MetaQuest app or PCVR. So yeah, myth confirmed. Myth 47, you can still get the hoverboard in Forest. A few days ago, there was a glitch where you could get the hoverboard in the Forest map, but sadly about 24 hours ago it was patched. So there's no point in displaying something that won't work, and that's a myth busted. Myth 48, you go faster in skate park if you're on Steam. Let's head over to the skate park and see if that's true. Alright, so we're in the skate park map, and I'm gonna try using this hoverboard right here. Bro, I have a feeling this is gonna go crazy. Alright, ready? Let's go. Let's see how fast we can go on Steam, and holy crap! What the heck, bro? I'm going so high and so fast. So let's try one more time. Let's go. Oh my, yo! What the heck? Where even am I, bro? Oh, there goes my hoverboard. I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that's a myth confirmed. Myth 49, the hoverpark map will not have anyone in the comp queue. Let's go see if that's true. Alright, so we're at the computer, and I'm gonna go to the comp queue real quickly. Alright, so we're at the computer, and I'm gonna head to the comp queue real quickly. Now we're gonna go to a public lobby, and let's see if anyone's here. Okay. And am I the only one here? I'm the only one here. Yup, it's pretty much empty. That's a myth confirmed. And finally, myth 50 is that you have not subscribed to my channel yet. Please subscribe. I want to hit 200K before 2025 ends. Please like the video and also comment down below what was your favorite myth. Make sure you guys join code Nacho. And final announcement, I'm going to be uploading a video every single week during summer. So stay tuned and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.